Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. There's 4 ears in this today. It's episode 196. I can think about that. Just 4 to go till the big 200. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. These 3 of these 4 ears were a right battle. Hairballs. So it's like a bird's nest. That's kind of why I've titled the video that way. Can happen this. It's usually men, to be honest. I think both of these, if I'm not mistaken, were both ladies. Because when it's sometimes men, the reason is they sometimes trim the hairs on the outside of your ear, or even if you just shave in with clippers like I do on my head and my beard. It can just go flying everywhere and can just end up going in the ear. But that's obviously not the case with these, because they didn't look like the kind of women who shaved their face. There was no bearded woman. They didn't work at the circus or anything. But again, probably this one, the first one, more than any of the others, it was just completely entangled in lots and lots of hair. So it's obviously the hairs that are probably just shedding, falling off. Because I've no idea. I don't know if there's anything being poked around inside there. Possibly. I don't think so. Because it was quite lateral, this wax. It was quite near the outside. It wasn't particularly deep down, so I don't think they've been shoving anything in there. But still, it was an extraordinarily large amount of hairs that were in all of these ones, and that's kind of why it's difficult to get a grip on these things, despite having the suction on full power. It made it really difficult. So can you see all there? It's like a hay bale, isn't it? But some tools or some olive oil have helped here, maybe. To be honest, put the oil in with that amount of hairs all over the place, it just would have been a nightmare to visualise. It would have been really, really difficult to see. The tool might well have worked, but as you can see, we pulled it out without needing to use one. There's a time and a place for tools. I probably don't use them as much as some other specialists that you see out there. Everyone's got their own preferences. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. As long as it gets it out and the patient's comfortable, you feel confident with that and it's safe, then there's no right or wrong way. Again, obviously you'll get the few keyboard warriors who'll say, you should have done that, you should have done this, you should have done that. I'm really not bothered. Do your worst. I'm really not bothered. I know it does bother some people. Honestly, I find it funny. In fact, I find it quite entertaining to myself, because some of these who do stuff like that, I am a fan of a roast. What's the old saying? Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. So if anyone's ever had one of those, I do apologise. It was just me being a bit mischievous. I half meant it. So you can see this other one here as well is entangled up again, like bird's nest, spider's web. But and it's fairly stuck as well. I think this one comes out in more stages rather than in one piece like the other one did. This was an appointment in clinic. The second 2 you're going to see, they were a home visit. Because I've been waiting that long to get me my home visit machine fixed. Well, it wasn't fixed, essentially, it was a write-off. So I had to get new. I was waiting a while to get a new one, who actually bought off another specialist, thanks to her. So I've been saving up all the home visits, so I spent an entire day a couple of days ago doing about 10 home visits. It was a long day. I was all over the place. I did a lot of miles, but it's nice to get out and about and see people in their own environments. Got to see some weird and wonderful places and houses and sights and sounds and smells. I'll spare you the details. But yeah, these notice queer as folk. Making a bit more progress with this one. So yeah, episode 200, what's it going to be? Now, I've already dropped a few little hints on what it's going to be. There's going to be a bit of a musical twist to it. Some of you will know, you've been watching my channel for a while. my first job was a musician and then a music teacher, and I don't do so much of it anymore. I have a little twang of my G string every now and then, but I don't do too much anymore. But there's a musical twang to episode 200. It will be in a few parts. I'll explain the reason for that. There will be a wax removal video with, I think it's the one that's I pulled out, and I think I posted a picture of it. It's about 16 centimetres worth I managed to pull out. And in amongst that will be a musical interlude, shall we say, or a couple of musical interludes. I'll put that in episode 200 in the wax video, but then there will be a different version of episode 200, which will be just the musical interlude. I can't be any more cryptic than that. Some of it's to do with copyright, I'm not going to lie, I won't bore you with the details. But it's complicated. But yeah, there'll be one hour, and somebody who watches that one will get a chance to win one of our weirdo mugs. The details will be on the particular video, but it won't be on episode 200 as such. It will be on the episode 200 special, which is just the musical interlude. There's some instructions at the end of that video how you get to win one of these. It's a shameless attempt to plug the channel, to be honest with you. It's about liking and putting a comment on the video, because that all gets us out in front of more people. Because I know there's a load of weirdos out there that we haven't found. So this is the home visit. Quite dry. This one wasn't quite as hairy as the other one. But quite a narrow little ear. This, if I remember right, I think her husband was helping to prop it open because it was really difficult to get inside. These two. It was a fair old distance away from me as well, this one. But like I said, don't mind travelling about here, there and everywhere. Speaking of following pages, I've been meaning to ask you a lot. Obviously I post these things on different platforms. I don't know which one you're watching on. I think there's YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, even a couple on Threads. I don't know if anybody still uses that. Is it taken off? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you do. But I don't tend to bother with that one so much. Anyway, obviously I've got different numbers on different platforms. Now, it's not unlike me, because when it comes to technology, I'm okay, don't get me wrong. It's not unusual to post some content on one platform and not on another. it has been known. I think the most people watch me on YouTube. So if you want to follow the channels on the other platforms, I would hugely appreciate that. So for example, if you watch on YouTube, then go and find the TikTok page, go and find the Facebook page, because there's different stuff you'll get on different pages as well at different times. So anyway, would appreciate that anyway. Instagram, somebody finds me on Instagram, because I think there's only about 100 and something followers on there. For some reason, it just never quite happened on Instagram. I don't think it's what people use it for, but I'm not bothered. TikTok and Facebook, if you can get those numbers up, that'd be great. This last one here, again, another fur ball here. Another fur ball, hairball, bird's nest, hay bale, whatever you want to call it. But it's gone now, as you can see. So I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for some cool episodes coming up soon. Not including episode 200. I've got some really good ones to show you. But for now, take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.